All right, guys, this is another lag. Jesus, man, this is going to suck or be whack. But not sure why there's such a lag. This one's even worse. So excuse me for this. Eventually, hopefully, it'll catch up. Maybe it was the fact that I was on. Maybe it was the fact that I was on um, YouTube just now, and then I just jumped off of it. But thank you for the 5x5. Well, Brick looks. Thank you for the what you calling the brick, Hudson Valley. Rosanna, Silvergram, PM, Adam. Thank you for the 5x5. Eric, Keeble, Ron, Dobie, Flown Grown. Thank you for the 5x5. Thank you for the lotion by chair. Lisa, Angelwood. Thank you for the 5x5. Gary the Bulldog, WTC, Dawn, Water Tiger. I guess that's Sweetberry. 32, thank you for the 5x5. Raccoon, Sojourner, Cherokee Survival, Kathleen, thank you for the 5x5. All right, hopefully this catches up. It looks like it's starting to already. Joseph, actually it's not. It's 3 seconds behind. South Florida, Big John, thank you for the 5x5. This is like a bad fucking kung fu flick, guys. No, I have not been to the Spam Museum, but I did see a disgusting video the other day on spam fries, which, what the fuck? What is that? Not sure. But, yeah, there was spam fries, and they were teaching people how to make it. I don't know. All right, so hopefully it's lagging behind. I even increased I increased it to 1440, and it's still lagging. It's like it's fucking insane. But towards the end of the live stream, Randy, I will, because I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Because at the end of the live stream, as you guys saw, it cleared up right as I was about to go off the air. Right? And now it's catching up. Now I'm about a second behind. So it's not too bad. But yeah, I mean it was 3 seconds, now it's one. Hopefully it'll catch all the way up. So it's weird when I look at myself and I make a move, and then like it happens. It's like some shit out of a horror movie. It's just strange. Anyway, with that being said, guys, we're going to talk about the insanity of the military-age men coming across the border in droves to this country. And it's from all over. Now, it seems like a lot of the countries they're coming from are... Sorry. The countries they're coming from are our enemy countries, if you will, right? China, Middle East. It's out of control. The border policy by the Biden administration is putting us in danger. Trump was promising that he was going to try to get a lot of the migrants back or send them back home. I don't see how that's possible. Things are spiraling out of control. Nobody wants to see it. There is a video of a guy, I think he's a Border Patrol agent, and he is collecting IDs that the migrants are dropping on the ground. So I guess when they come over here, when they come across the border, right before they come across, I guess they dump their IDs on the ground. And all of them are in the military age range, right? So none of them are over the military age. I think is 30 in some countries, or 35, whatever it is, or 30. Sorry, a lot of them are up to the age of 30 and in between. None of them are under the age of 18. They're all fighting force age. Now, one could see that that's a coincidence, but that cannot be a coincidence considering what's going on around the world. Around the world, countries are gearing up to attack one another, and we are being infiltrated from the southern border, and there is no way around that ideology. You can't argue that. I mean, people will argue. Don't get me wrong. People will argue a rock on a fucking screen. But you cannot argue the fact, guys, that they are letting people into this country illegally. They're letting it. They're not sneaking across the border. They're not under the cover of night. They're doing this in broad daylight, right through a hole in the fence, waving at TV cameras as they come across. They dump their IDs so that they're not identified. They dump their IDs so that they don't know how old they are, where they're from. But you can guesstimate where a lot of these people are from, right? I mean, like, obviously, you look at an Indian dude, not the 7-Eleven Indian, not Native American, right? You look at one of them, you're like, yeah, dude, you're from fucking, Jakarta or whatever. And then you look at a Middle Eastern guy and go, dude, towelhead, what are you doing here? Like, you know where they're all from. It is a military invasion of another kind, right? You got the Chinese dudes coming over here. They're not all over here to make fortune cookies, right? So why are they here? Right? Why are Venezuelan gangs coming here in droves? And they're all tatted up. The MS-13 guys, the cartel members that are making their way across, they're all tatted the fuck up. And a lot of them get caught and then released. Now, someone said, and it was in a video, so I have to take that with a grain of salt, that they are catching cartel members and sending them back. I mean, if you're going to send cartel members back, put them in a plane and push them out without a parachute. And there goes half our problem. Pull some shit like like Bane did. Hijack the fucking plane and say it's hijacked and then fucking let it crash into the side of a mountain. Let the fucking pilots and co-pilot jump out. Hell, we got what you call robotics now. Let the fucking plane fly on its own. Crash the shit to the side of a mountain. Put all the cartel MS-13 guys, Venezuelan gang dudes, put them all in that same plane. Boom, right in the side of the mountain. Oh, the pilot miscalculated. Meanwhile, there wasn't a pilot on there. We won't know that. But then they'll come up with an AI picture of a pilot, Juan Valdez, with his little fucking Mexican hat on, boop, to the side, and that was the pilot of the plane that slammed into the mountain. So, with that, guys, military-age guys are coming across, and nothing is being done about it. Now, the craziness about it is it's not just here in the United States. It's all nations around the world. They're all seeing an influx of military-age guys come in. To do what? To set off the world's largest attack on the word go. These guys start doing anything weird, people are going to notice. If these guys come out in camo vest or camo gear of any kind, it's going to be spotted. To move that much weapons around nationwide, let alone worldwide, is almost an impossibility without people getting caught. And with the amount of guys you have coming across the border, somebody's going to snitch. Somebody is undoubtedly going to snitch. So, are they here to attack? That part, I don't know. Because for you to move that many people around and move weaponry around without it being noticed is impossible. It's just impossible. There are too many eyes. There are too many people that will rat the situation out. That alone in itself. There's too many people that will rat the situation out. There are too many people that will be like, you know what? Unless they're being told, hey, if you speak about this, your family will die. There is also that. So maybe that's another reason why they kept it on the wraps, or they're keeping it on the wraps. If that is the case. I just think something else is up. I just don't know what. I mean, there's a lot of drug muling going on. I mean, a ton. A lot of these guys, they stopped a van in Texas somewhere. This van was loaded with marijuana. Loaded. It was a minivan. And the entire back of the minivan and the passenger seat had weed, or maybe it was weed. I don't know. It looked like weed. It could have been heroin, but it was it's probably weed. But whatever, heroin or weed, guys. They stocked the passenger seat up to the top, so the guy driving couldn't even look in his right side mirror. So when I saw that, the caption underneath is like, "Yo, the cartel needs to chill. There's just certain things you can't do." And the cartel's becoming so brazen, they're doing stupid shit like that. They loaded the minivan from front to back. I'm pretty sure the driver had fucking weed in his lap. There was so many in there. It was out of control. And if the cartel is being brazen enough to do stupidity like that, that's telling the United States system to go fuck ourselves. Because there's nothing you could do about it. Because we're going to continue to do it. Like, yo, even if I was the guy stacking the shit, I'd be like, yo, this is enough. We can't put it in the front seat so that the cops can see it. The cops pulled him over because they saw it. He's driving along. He can't check his right side mirror. He's driving along. He has whoop whoop. He looks in his. He's like, shit. He's busted. There's no running. There's no. It's not mine. From the front to back. I'm telling you guys, let the cartel do what they want. Things have to be in check. They have to be checked. There's only one way to check them, and nobody wants to do it. We saw clear and present danger. You saw how they launched a missile. Something similar to that. Maybe not as drastic, but definitely drastic. But not that drastic. Manolo, even that elderly Ayala guy, he doesn't know. Nobody knows. All right? If anybody that's going to tell you they know exactly what it is, if they're not in the law enforcement field or border patrol or anything like that, they don't fucking know. I mean, like, it's... There are too many people that say they know what's going to happen. You got too many of these YouTube channels telling us, oh, I know, it's going to happen this year. The bomb or the nuclear war is going to start this year, 2024 of June. Well, May. It'll be June. Every week, it's a new nuclear threat. We're still fucking here. Every week for almost the last 2 years. We're still here. So nobody fucking knows. I'm tired of these channels saying they know. Unless they have eyes on a certain documentation or something that's telling them, they don't fucking know shit. Tired of these channels telling us they know. Oh, I know exactly what's going on. The fuck you don't. You can guess what's going on. I can guess what's going on. We can all guess. But they don't know what's fucking going on. New York City's full of drama. Yeah, and New York City's out of control. NJ Prepper, out of control. I mean, and the thing is, they try to minimize a lot of the violence and the shit that's going on, and the disrespect towards the police officers. And listen, to a lot of the point, cops are starting to do it to themselves yet again in New York City. Just the amount of shit that I'm seeing, is out of control. I'm just like, yo, you're pulling people over now because they got paper tags. It's out of. I don't understand it. I'm like, you guys are stopping people because they don't want to pay congestion pricing. What does the NYPD care? What do they care? It's not a law. There is no law. I mean, you can't obstruct your license plate. I get it, but there's no law saying that we could be. There's no law stating we need to pay congestion pricing. It's just a toll that they're putting there, but it's not a law that states we have to pay it. So again, I mean, you could definitely fight that in court, but that's insanity. So, I don't know, man. I think that there's a lot of bullshit going on. We definitely need to stop pretending we know what's going on. We don't. I wish I knew exactly what was going on. Listen, 15-minute cities. I thought I knew about 15-minute cities. Then I heard the new fucking... the caloric diet plan, a diet plan that they're going to put you on that you're going to have to follow. And if you don't follow it, your assets get frozen, and your assets would be your bank account. So they're going to tell you via text message what you're going to eat, what you're going to buy, and how much you can spend. And that's going to be your diet for the week. And if you follow enough, you get rewards. Now, the rewards could be anything from going to the movie theaters or going out to eat at a restaurant or some shit like that. They might even fucking tell you what you can and can't eat. But this is coming from the London mayor. He saw the plan. It's called C40. C40 cities. Look it up. He says that there's a more in-depth plan on what they want to do. Now, for a 15-minute city or C40 city to work, something catastrophic has to happen. Therein lies the nuclear war or nuclear devices going off in small cities or small towns that are not going to be C40 cities or 15-minute cities. And that's going to create despair around the world, especially in this country. And then people are going to look to 15-minute cities. Our rain is bad. Our soil is getting bad and going bad in a lot of places. Soil that was rich in growth is now going bad. Trees are dying all over the place. Animals are getting sick left and right. They're going to start telling farmers soon, private farmers that is, that they can't have cattle and chicken, but only corporations can. C40 sounds like a cell block, right? Cell block 40, right? Sounds like jail. Anyway, all of these things, guys, are going to start happening to get people to run to 15-minute cities or C40 cities. This is undoubtedly, guys, going to look and be bad. They need a catastrophic event to happen. Sorry. They need a catastrophic event to happen to get people into these 15-minute cities. That's the bottom line of it. And a lot of people are going to fall for it. A lot of people will definitely buy into this because they're like, you can live here, but you got to follow these set of rules. And of course, you can't have a gas-run car in those cities. You can only go electric. Though they're finding out now that there's not enough copper on this planet for everyone to own an electric car. So the electric cars are only going to be run by the elites and politicians. The rest of us will be running off of bikes or whatever the fuck it is. Most likely bikes, and not e-bikes either, just regular bikes. This, guys, gets a lot worse. You'll be living in a prison, an open-air prison. You can only work in your area. You can't go outside of that area unless there's some kind of event going in your area. So, for example, food shopping, you can only go food shopping 15 minutes away from where you live and or work. You can't go into Zone B unless you have permission to. Zone B would only be for, those people, again, who are designated to it. And then Zone A, Zone C, Zone C, however they label it. But, yeah, man. It's definitely going to look and be a lot worse than we think, especially if we live to see it. A lot of us might not live to see a full-blown 15-minute city or C40 city. We won't. When I mean fully blown, I'm like fully integrated, tracking your every whereabouts. I mean the whole 9 yards. You go into Zone B when you're not supposed to. Your phone will let you know and give you a warning to get back into Zone A. It's gonna get crazy. And that's the thing. Like, a lot of people, to be fair, live a 15-minute city life and don't realize it. My grandmother, for example, lived in the Bronx, South Bronx, and she never left the neighborhood once she got to the neighborhood she died in, if you will. She died back in 97, I think, 96, 97. And she never left the area, like barely ever left. And the only time she left was to visit us here. But other than that, she did everything in her neighborhood. And a lot of old people tend not to leave their neighborhood. They tend to stay in the neighborhood, and everything is within walking distance. Old people do that a lot, especially at those assisted living neighborhoods out in Florida and Texas and shit like that. So those are 15-minute cities that actually work. Because old people are like, I'm not fucking going all the way over there. There's a Walmart right down the block. There's everything I need right here. Why do I have to leave the neighborhood? My father once told me years ago that there were people he knew that never left the neighborhood. He lived in Alphabet City downtown when he was a kid, and they never left the neighborhood. People stayed there because everything they needed was there. The only time they would probably had to need to leave the neighborhood if they had to do something that required so. But other than that, 15-minute cities existed in people who never left the neighborhood, who did everything that was in 15 minutes of walking. And yes, Sojourner, it was more by choice than it is now, or what's coming. What's coming is not choice. What's coming is going to be forced. You're going to have to do what they say or else. A lot of people are not going to like what's coming in regards to these 15-minute cities. And the reward program, they're definitely going to have a reward program, because you cannot have and run a 15-minute city where you're telling people what to do and how to do it without there being a reward system, a merit system of some kind. Meritocracy. What do they call it? A meritocracy? Meritocracy, some shit like that. I'm pretty. It's like a democracy, but it's run on merit based only. Doing good shit, keeping you in line. Doing good shit, you get rewarded with something nice, right? Meritocracy. Meritocracy. It's like on the tip of my tongue, and I'm saying it wrong. But anyway, you're going to be living in a society where merit is run, and they're doing that in China now, with the individual credit system, right? Meritocracy. Thank you, NJ Prepper. Meritocracy. And with that, guys, I mean, like China has the credit scoring system, the individual credit scoring system, or personal credit scoring system, whatever you want to call it. That in itself is how they gauge, and that's how they control you. Because they're like, wait a minute, you ate a cake more than your caloric intake was allowing you to. You're going to be penalized for that. How are you going to be penalized? I don't know how. I don't know how they're going to penalize somebody who goes outside their caloric diet. You eat a calorie more than you're supposed to, right? Oh, you had a cake? Nope, no cake for you. You know, if you do, they take something away from you next week. They give you less for your caloric intake. They give you less to eat because you ate that piece of cake extra. Or it tells you to work out more. Even worse. Having a computer tell you to work out when you don't want to work out, that blows. So that can definitely be an issue. The reward system in itself is going to be an issue. The credit scoring system thing is going to be bad. Rewards for snatching. Rewarded for free burgers and fries at Shake Shack. Yeah. Yo, every time I see that, you guys don't understand. I mean, a lot of you watched that video with de Blasio eating the burger and fries. A lot of you don't understand. Like, he's one of those guys that if I saw in the street, I would throw my fucking shoe at him, and fucking hard. I mean, like, something. Because he sat there and he ate a burger and fry, and he tried to sell us on this bullshit. Like, do you understand that he was selling the arm ticket by having you eat a burger and fries? And then his disgusting, fat, gelato-eating, Gindaloo ass sat there on TV eating a burger and fries and smacking his lips and trying to make it look delicious. I was done with Shake Shack after that shit. Now, I've had Shake Shack here and there, but I only eat Shake Shack if somebody else wants to go. I don't go on my own. I will not eat at Shake Shack because of that fucking act. Fucking sitting there eating it. Oh, man. Oh, my God. Those fries are so good. And there's a delicious burger. And the way he looked at the burger, like the burger just miraculously appeared in front of him. He was like, he's eating the fries. He goes, oh, look at that burger. Like, motherfucker, your assistant just put the burger on the table for you. He's eating the burger and he's all like, he's getting into it. I'm like, yo, is he going to have sex with his food or what? What the fuck is going on here? Why are we watching this? It was a fucking disgusting display of convincing people to take an on ticket. That in fact, that if you took it, you were going to get a voucher that was eligible for the next day or two to go get a free burger after you took the on ticket. One of the guys told me, oh, they paid me to take the on ticket. I'm like, they paid you what? He goes, yeah, the job. The city, we're paying employees to take the on ticket. They were like, you guys could take the arm ticket, get an extra $200 in your check. I'm like, and people did it. How hard up are you? How much of a simp you are to the city that you took an extra $200 for something you didn't need? Adriana said 100. I thought this kid told me 2 for city workers. I think share drivers, Uber and them. They were like 150, something like that. But there were a lot of places offering people extra money to take it. I mean, like, Shake Shack is good. Don't get me wrong. Shake Shack is good. I just don't eat there. I rather Five Guys myself. I'm a Five Guys guy. But if somebody wants to go to Shake Shack, I'll go. Oh, Adriana said $100 for regular people. I thought I remember something like that. Like, yo, if you had to convince people that hard, and then when they weren't taking it, when people weren't taking the shot, what did they do? They turned around and they were like, nah, fuck that. Now we're forcing you to take it. And if you don't take it, you can't get in the restaurants, you can't keep your job, and you're going to lose certain privileges. Movie theaters and things like that. Imagine. So when the next arm ticket for the bird flu comes out, woof, that's going to be fucking fun. That's going to be really fun. Because they're going to have to go even harder on that one. And I don't know how they're going to do it, but they're going to go hard on that. In fact, some companies made their employees take the on ticket who weren't even at work. So people who weren't even at work were... Some people who weren't even at work had to take it. They were working from home and had to take it. That's insanity. Fuddruckers is closing down, Ron. I heard that the other day. Fuddruckers, there used to be a lot of Fuddruckers here. They were all gone about 20 years ago. I thought they were all closed, but I learned the other day that the rest of them are closing down. Red Lobster's is going into bankruptcy, and a couple other restaurants are closing down, like a few of their stores. I think Pizza Hut is closing down their restaurant portion and concentrating on takeout only. Domino's is closing a couple. There's a lot of places that are closing down. But In-N-Out is still expanding. No, Shake Shack isn't myocarditis good. It isn't. But a lot of people fucking, just imagine that. And people sat there and motherfucked those of us who didn't take it. They were like, oh, you people who don't take it, you guys are murderers. What? You got legitimate pedophiles out there running around, towing kids around, but because we didn't want to take an arm ticket, we're murderers now? We just jumped a whole fucking line of people. We jumped racists, we jumped pedophiles, we jumped robbers, we jumped everybody. We went from fucking mind our own business to murderers. Top of the list, dude. Top of the food chain. Imagine. But yeah, insanity. Now, this arm ticket, I feel, guys, is causing depression, and depression is causing a lot of suicides. There are a lot of stars, guys, that are killing themselves left and right. More than normal. Right before Mr. 19, we had maybe 1 or 2 stars a year kill themselves. After Mr. 19 and particularly after the arm ticket was introduced, we're seeing 20 stars of some kind, movie stars, B movie stars, YouTubers, TikTokers, offing themselves. On average now, I think it's about 20, 25 a year from 1 or 2. That's a big-ass jump. This guy that just died the other day, by the way, soap opera star, I think it was, he tripped in a bathtub, or he hit his head in the tub. He didn't hit his head in the tub. He passed out and then hit his head. And that's why people thought he tripped and fell. I can all but guarantee his ass passed out. And that was it. Lights out. But yeah. It was a shit show, man. That whole thing was a shit show. And the new arm ticket coming out, I can't wait to see that shit show. But listen, I'm prepared to leave again. I'm talking to the pension guy next week. I might as well do it this week. Talk to the pension guy, get my pension squared away, Because if they come down with this new arm ticket shit, I'm out. I mean, I don't see the city doing it, but I don't want to be caught off guard either. I didn't think the city was going to force us before. And when they started hinting at it, I was like, shit, I didn't have an exit strategy. Well, this time I have an exit strategy. So whatever happens, they can kiss my dick on both sides. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go off the air. I will be on tomorrow morning for the midweek report. We will talk about various things that we didn't see, we missed, or other shit that's going on in the news that we're not talking about. But other than that, guys, thank you for joining me. Thank you for dealing with my bullshit. And I will see you guys in the next video, which is tomorrow morning. Thank you.